Lai Harauba is the annual ritualistic festival inseparable to the life of the Meiteis of Manipur. This festival teaches every Meitei, irrespective of class, age, gender, about the origin of the universe, creation of life, and human activity on earth through the performing arts and rituals. This cotton thread is a medium through which the spirit or the soul of the deity is transmitted from the primordial water to the idol. In this dance of the Lai Harauba, the hand movement of the Maibi, the priestess, depicts the planting of cotton seeds, plucking the cotton, weaving and making of cloth, and then dedicating it to the deity. The genesis of handloom in Manipur is shrouded in mythology. There are mentions in the ancient manuscripts of the evolution of handloom in the mythological times. Lainunglon, the ancient manuscript, says it was the supreme goddess of the Meitei traditional pantheon, Laimarel Sidabi, who initially introduced the work of weaving cloth. In Manipur, handloom is a way of life for the people. It is integrated into the social fabric of Manipuri society. Historical records show that Meiteis started using Kwang Iong or loin loom before the advent of Christian era. In the olden times, it was a tradition in the society to initiate every young girl, including the princesses of the royal families, on the art of weaving. The Meitei women wear a loincloth locally called panek. In the upper part of the body, a wrapper called inapi is worn by them. Embroidery of delicate motifs on the border hem of women's lower garment, mayek naiba panek, is an art by itself. Many motifs are used in paneks. These motifs are locally called khoi mayek. Khoi motif paneks are worn in auspicious occasions by the Meitei women. The khoi motif is basically interpreted as symbolizing roundness or the full circle of life, beginning from birth to death. And these are hija mayek motifs. These loincloths are known as nukra or widow paneks. Hija mayek panek, until recently, its use was rather restricted. Khoisnam Kainahanbi is a living testimony of a tradition thriving for the past several hundred years. She is one of the last surviving experts on Shami Lanmi, a traditional reward shawl. This shawl was gifted by the Manipur kings to brave tribal warriors. The base of cloth is hand-woven on loom, a time-consuming yet a proven product of quality. The delightful artwork on the shawl speaks of the skilled craftsmanship. Each motif is a tale by itself, threaded to the legends of the Manipur kings. Shapi Lanpi is also another type of manapi offered as reward to the Meitei warriors and noblemen for their achievements in hunting and in battle. People living in the hill areas of Manipur have a long tradition of weaving on looms. The skillful hands of the weavers create different designs in folk patterns. There are many ethnic groups in Manipur and each have their own distinctive dresses. Applique artwork is another example of the deft craftsmanship of the Manipuri artisans. In olden times, if the applique work is not used in the designing of any cloth, the cloth was considered to be an incomplete one. Traditional applique is used in ceremonial costumes like the Nimkham Samjin of Khamba, the legendary hero of Manipur, and Podloi of Radhika in Ras Leela. The delicate artwork of the Manipuri artisans is testimony of a people known for mastery on the arts. The artwork adds color and vibrancy to the bridal costume in typical Meitei wedding. This is the Pang Iyong or throat shuttle loom. Fineries of cotton are woven beautifully on these looms by the gifted hands. There are enclaves in particular localities where several households form a network of weavers producing specific cloth. Wangkhai locality is one example. This is the Wangkhai P. Popular for the delicate artwork adorning the finely woven fabric, Wangkhai P is much sought after by the women in the society. Beautiful designs of mosquito nets are also woven on pang iong. Koyets or turbans are woven on this type of looms. There are about 16 different designs of turbans in Manipur. Silk, known as kabrang, has been used in Manipur since very early times. Silkworm rearing is profession for the villagers of Kurkul. It is also said mulberry worm, locally known as Laima Til, was first reared at Laima Pokpam village. This weaver is preparing thread from silk cocoon through a peculiar technique centuries old. Kurkul is highly popular for silk loom products, a tradition passed down to generations after generations of weavers. The colorful display of dress we see here is enough reason for the huge popular demand for Kurkul silk products. Silk-made paneks and innerpiece are a must for attending traditional feast in Manipuri society. Yaosang, the festival of colors. Processions like this one expresses the religious temperament of Manipuri life. Tradition binds the social fabric of Manipuri cultural life. This is the foundation of diversity and richness of Manipuri culture.
Nurasingna Sumthangi Masudagi Matau Tamaga Masu Tare Sijinabagi Lambi Madagi Hori Hadna Aribalax in the Singtai Masu Tare Si Matang Matanga Amuk Lakibana Salai Kaira Akanda Salai Tare Sigi Nixing Kudamoina Masak Pay Kudamoina Su Haribam Masu Tare Sumthang Masu Tare the Angan Matam machine Masutari as in a seasonary. Have a sea, William Machinian, or a machine the Jingbal Eric, and the Gi, we are putting the Jingbishing Sidasu, at the Chintabirami.
To the Meiteis who adhere to the significance of specific colors, white represents pureness, serenity. Black is representative of secretive practice and death, while red of war and destruction.
Okay, Medina, Shenera Bapisi, Nupana, Shenava Pimakalama, Nupina, Shenava Pimakalama, Anitona, later. The Lagi Evamatongana, Kaitoga Tami.
In religious ceremonies or in mourning, Meitei women wear pongo panek. There are even children's dresses. In Chagumba, or solid food feeding ceremony, this girl child wears tonka phanek. In Nahutpa, or ear piercing ceremony too, children wear different dresses. For marriage, there is specific traditional dresses not only for the bride and bridegroom, but also for guests and friends. It is customary to offer handloom clothes by the host to the Pala or Sankirtana singers. Clothes are also offered to the Nupichingbi, the one who leads the bride in the wedding. The Moirangpi Mapan Hatpa is another phanek type for the women worn commonly on general occasions. Apart from the large number of loom products for women, there are traditional dress for the men, such as the khudai of check design. Khudai is a typical dress worn by the men in everyday life, from household work to ceremonial occasions. The women's market, or Nupi Kaithel, in central Imphal is the hub of local trade and commerce. The buying and selling of locally produced merchandise are handled primarily by the women. The market flow is traditionally under their control. There is a separate section of the market at Nupi Kaithel for women vendors dealing in handloom products. All types of handloom products ranging from different shades and hue of the popular traditional loin wear, phanek, to wrappers, bed sheets, towels, mosquito nets are sold here. Women's garments for all occasions can be bought at this market. During historical times, Manipur was in war with its neighbors, and the men had always to be prepared for battle. In such a situation, it was left to the women to take care of home and herds. They had to shoulder the responsibility of market and economy. This in its turn creates a space for the women to actively share in social progress. They do have an equal footing with men in society in terms of responsibility shared and shouldered. Time in its tide brings changes. This is reflected in the way young people dress and express themselves. The change in attitude to dressing style definitely puts pressure on traditional loom products. Handloom today faces competition from the outside market force, influenced by the introduction of imported yarn and mill-produced cloth. The entry of middlemen in local market is also a factor for changes in the system of marketing. Changes can be seen in the mode of production and marketing of handloom products over the years. More emphasis can be seen on cooperative endeavors. There are many weavers' cooperative societies in the state now. A government of Manipur's initiative towards promotion of handloom is the effort seen here at this Manipur Development Society's showroom. The society's initiative is in reaching out to the workers in the rural areas. The outreach is emphasized on promotion of low-cost handloom products. The market for these products caters to the need of the middle class and the lower middle class buyers. The Manipur Handloom and Handicraft Development Corporation Limited was similarly set up to cater to the needs of the handloom industry in the state.
Masi Middle East ki bleach toraga 10,000 sahi kudingi piu na hai. Masi na ahot pi design masi jo America ki 10,000 pieces for every year PBO hai. Masi na Bangladesh ki sari ni masi ki design si Bangladesh ki exporter na masi jo sahi kudingi 1,000 PBO ngamgadra hai dana koida kanna hai ra masi.
In the changing scenario, local entrepreneurs like Chumkham Rani have emerged to give a more concrete form to handloom trade. She is a designer, weaver, artisan rolled into one. Known for her popular handloom products, Rani is a weaver with the Midas touch. As a designer, she has drawn her inspiration from fauna and flora and natural surroundings. The rare deer, the Sangai, fondly called the dancing deer of Manipur, is seen in one of her creations. Through the years, Rani had built up a network of local women weavers and artisans to substantiate their market potentiality.
Rani ki mukani mase photo sabani subada karim to bera toraroi haina ayon ba mi sing ju hai ai ni yon jabada ju hai sum hai badu dagi tawri bara khangde rani phi na haina ri sidi ai mangna thonjaru badi nati mayam na sum haina re rani phi na.
Her trademark, the Rani Phi, is today every Manipuri woman's proud possession. The popularity of her work finds expression in the high demand of her products. She finds customers at home and abroad. At present, handloom is the biggest cottage industry in Manipur. Handloom not only supplements to revenue generation, it is essentially a part and process in the socio-cultural life of the Manipuris. The respect for tradition is a reason for the survival of material culture despite the onslaught of modern ways of living. The gifted hands of the Manipuri weavers and artisans spin tales of a glorious tradition down through the ages.